What's going on, people? Tarot King the Prophet back with another Crown King Tarot presentation. And since it's Leo season, let's get started with Leo. We're gonna start this out. What I call fortune cookies are my roses. You are my roses. And these three are the fortune cookies. So let's go there for right now. So we're gonna start out with that. Cerberus. Focus on humility and finding comfort within means instead of wanting beyond budget. Focus on humility and finding comfort within means instead of wanting beyond budget. Mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. Nine. 9 is the number for you guys, Leo. Mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable is all about change, shape-shifting even, that something is still developing. This card indicates that something is indeed changing and there's room for maneuver. So take it as a sign that the situation you're asking about is far from finalized. If you're not happy with the current state of play, that's marvelous. It means you can still change the course of the outcome. However, there's also a sense that the situation could perhaps be a little unstable. For some, this is great news because you can still influence it. Others will struggle with the uncertainty, but should stay with it a little longer. Either way, nothing is yet set in stone. And the tune to the moon is, I know the best for me will unfold. I know the best will unfold for me. This came out. This came out. Let's be fair. Get the next one from the bottom of this deck. This came out. You won't be complete without them. Nothing is what it seems to be. This card keeps coming out. Keeps coming out. Like literally keeps coming out every single time. And then this one is Gemini energy. Pay attention to what's being revealed to you. Time for learning, not teaching. All right, for those that know, they know. I use the Wildwood Tarot deck. I have a little deck and I have a big deck and a little deck. They're both the exact same deck. I use the big deck to lay out the main general energy for the whole reading and then the main energy for the past, present, and the future. Then I use the little deck to not only clarify the past, present, and future, but also summarize the past, present, and future. And then I come back around with another card from the big deck to kind of just finalize everything as a final message from the universe. Wow. That is the 13 card, the journey. This is about things going on around you, Leo. You know, there's a certain situation popping out. This is the situation. This is somebody picking at the situation. This is the moon represents the emotions, and the birds all around the moon represent people basically spreading rumors. You know what I mean? The people that spread rumors. That's initially what this card means. We're gonna get clarification from others, from the other cards later on in the story. But that's the gist of what this reading is going to be surrounding. The one thing that's missing in this picture is you. You aren't entertaining it. You stand in your own lane. You're going on about your business, so on and so forth. You're just not moved by anything that's going on in the situation. You know what I mean? These are just people being extra. Like I said, that's the situation. That's somebody creating the situation, picking at the situation. You know what I'm saying? And others just going on around their business. I mean, going around your business, spreading it all out. So we're gonna go into the past, the present, and into the future. All right. So in the past for you, Leo, we have the 10 card, the wheel. You know what I mean? So this, you know, signifies things being going good. You know what I mean? You might have just completed a project, or you might have just got to where you needed to be to start a certain situation, start up a project, or you know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, it's just going to represent life. You know, you have this equal balance in the past. Everything's good. You know, you're just now starting something. God is is definitely exposing himself in your situation. You know, I can't really say creating this happiness, but once again, just creating this sort of just this balance. Everything is as it should be. You know what I mean? You have not only though, but when I say balance, I mean you have your equal bad as you do your good. It's like you feeling good, like you can cope. You know what I mean? You can deal with, you know what I mean? Because you had that balance, you know, it's not like bad coming in threes and good coming in ones. You know what I mean? So it makes it hard to handle the bad because the bad keeps coming outnumbering the good. No, in this situation, they're equal, you know what I mean? Or you may even be, it may be even one off, you know what I mean? Bad coming four, good coming threes, you know what I mean? So you can still kind of just kind of deal with the bad, you know. In the past, like I said, everything in this past is just balance. It's just okay. It's just good. You're accomplishing things. You feel complete, you know what I mean? You can move on to the next day without so much worrying. Coming to the present, you have the 10 of vessels in reverse, and that's an incompleteness. It's like everything just flips upside down. This is the card of happiness, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, just out the blue, right now in the present, you're not content. It's just like something is hitting you, you know. It's just something that's missing, you know what I mean? And you're just not happy about it, you know. Okay, so we got this Knight of Stones right here in reverse for the future. You know what I mean? And that's some sort of spiritual assistance, something, you know, something spiritual that's guiding you or helping you to find what it is that you need. And once again, in this present, you know, just because you're not happy does not mean that you're down and out or anything like that. There's just something missing right now in this present. In the past, you came to a point, came out of a struggle. You came out of a struggle, things started balancing out. You know what I mean? Things started looking okay for you. Now you come to the present, and it's more of a time for you to focus on the goal. You're looking for the other necessities to go with this, the proper tools that you need to make this happen. But it's cool because you just came out of a situation where only thing you could focus on was the situation, and that might be what this general energy is about. Because remember, I was saying you have a situation right here, somebody picking up the situation that everyone, you know what I mean? This is probably a time to pop out and surprise people, you know what I mean? Because it may be in a situation where they thought that you weren't going to make it, that you weren't going to progress, that you weren't going to achieve, and here you are just kind of just flourishing. And now that you've gotten through that situation, because you're not the only one that's missing out of that picture in the general energy, now that you're out of that situation, balanced everything out, now it's time for you to focus. All right, I'm not happy, I'm not where it is that I need to be, but I'm at the point where I need to be in order to go forward and accomplish some things and make myself happy. And then, as I said, in the future, you have a little spiritual guidance to help you out along the way. These two flipped over, so I'm definitely going to use these two cards. Bam, bam, bam. Let's get to it. So in the past, remember we got the energy, the wheel in the past, you know, things coming to a balance, you know what I mean, and becoming complete. We have the Ace of Bowls, the Page of Bowls, and the Ace of Vessels in reverse to clarify this past. And this Ace of Bowls, this is about being in the middle of a transition, and we basically explain that, you know what I mean, everything beginning, that ace, everything beginning to be balanced out, everything beginning to be where it is that you need to be. Not where you need to be as far as accomplishing things, you know, accomplishing goals or anything like that, but where you need to be with balancing out life, getting to the point where you do have focus, you're right in the middle of that transition, you're at that baseline. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you are at that baseline, you are in a powerful position to move forward with your life. You know what I mean? Coming from the back, of course, you're going to move forward to get to that baseline, but it's still a struggle back here. Right now, right here in this very moment in the past, you got over that hump. You know what I'm saying? You got over that hump, and it's not so much that a smooth sailing is just an easier road to travel on, you know, right? But you also got this Page of Bowls, and there's a thief. There's a thief involved. Remember the general energy. That person right there is picking at that situation or making things more complicated, making things more harder for you, Leo, in that situation. But you got this Page of Bowls and everything, all your happiness is back here. And it's like a thief right there that's blocking you, that's blinding you from getting to where it is that you need to be, just kind of just holding you up, taking up space, you know what I mean, that you really can't afford at that point in time to give up. You know what I mean? That if you want to accomplish these goals, not if you want this happiness, this level of happiness that you're trying to gain and you're trying to attain. But the thing about it is, once again, just like that general energy, you're not paying any attention to it. That right here, like this is you, this beautiful swan. The ball is in your court. There's a split right there, and this is another entity, and this entity is just looking at its reflection in the water, not paying any attention to the swan. It's like, hold on, motherfucker, I'm a beautiful ass swan. Why you ain't paying me no attention? You know what I'm saying? Because this person right here, this entity right here, is a narcissist. It's all thinking about itself, and it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a job. You see what I'm saying? How many jobs have you seen out here that the job is about you? The job is about the progress of the company, you know what I mean? And that putting their employees and everything first. Could be about school. It could be about many situations. It does not have to be an intimate relationship, but in many cases, it is. You know what I mean? But we had this card right here in reverse. You know, the ball might not 100% exactly be in your court, but the things that you choose to do, the way you choose to perceive things and to live your life and head towards what it is for you, is all that is in your court. You know what I'm saying? And you're choosing not to give all your energy or whatever to this thief, to this narcissist that's in your life, to this selfish entity that's in your life. You are taking control. You are grabbing the bull by the horns and getting to where you need to be, working on your project, working on yourself, self-love, self-care, selflessly, though. You know what I mean? It's not you. You're not the one that's out here selfish. You know what I mean? It may be a situation where it's just like, look, I tried. You know what I mean? It's neither here nor there. We're going to come to the present once again. And, okay, so now you balanced everything out in the past, but you're still not where it is that you want to be. You know what I mean? You're where you need to be, but you're not where you want to be. You see what I'm saying? So now you got this Knight of Vessels in reverse. Bam. That's more of you removing this entity. Okay, so now this entity has moved on about itself. It's realized this ineffectiveness in your life. You know, so now you're able to push on and move forward, and not let this entity steal from you, not let it hold you back, not let it make you insecure, not let it keep you from progress and from making things happen for yourself. You get across that baseline, and you have this page of arrows right here. So now you're flying, Leo. You're flying. You're not sitting in this cold world. You're not feeling so alone and so stuck like this bird will be right side up. This is in reverse. You know, you're not feeling so alone and so stuck. You're coming out of that. You may even be being a little bit petty, just so that you could do things for yourself or do things on your own level and on your own time, how you need to have them done. But the fact of the matter is, you're doing them. Now, bam, things are coming together. And we had this card of boredom right here with this 4. You know, this is about things being grounded. So now, for you now, Leo, it's just like, what's next? What's cracking now? What's going to happen next for Leo? You know what I mean? You have your fulfillment right behind you, but there's still a void. There's still something missing. Once again, with that 10 of Vessels, the main energy for the present, with it being in reverse, you're still not happy because there's something that's missing. There's something that's still making you incomplete. But we're getting there. We're getting there for you, Leo. All right. All right, so now we're going to go into the future with this Knight of Stones in reverse, you know, and like I said, that's some sort of spiritual guidance, you know. You got this Ace of Stones right here where nothing seems certain for you, okay? Nothing is written. You may have outgrown situations. You have outgrown things. You got this 4 arrow right here that came out as well in the reading that I did for someone last night. It's another 4 for you. Oh, back to the Ace of Stones, you know, and that's also something coming to an end. But you got this 4 arrows right here. And as far as arrows is the card of rest. Whatever entity, whatever spiritual entity is that's telling you, you know what I mean? You spend too much time watching something that wasn't moving. You know what I mean? You spend too much time trying to bring life to a dead situation. You know, and the reason why I say that is you had this Queen of Bears, right? I mean, Queen of Stones, which is the bear, standing at the edge of this cage, just looking out, seeing what's out there. You know what I mean? And you have open. In this future, you are being led to remember what was going on in this past, your actions of the past. You know what I mean? Because wasn't nobody holding you up in your past except for you. And so you have the reminders out here. You have the something spiritual reminding you that you've outgrown this situation, that you're beyond the situation. When you were in these situations, things were written for you. You know, your future was written. Now you're in a position to create your own destiny and have your own things to look forward to. Whereas you really didn't. You were stuck. You were behind. You were just waiting on a dead situation, something that wasn't going anywhere. And now the whole world has opened up to you. And you're starting to see this. You're starting to realize this. Now, this isn't a story that's saying, oh, at the end of the rainbow, you're going to find the pot of gold, or you're going to be happy, this and that and the other. What it's saying is that you have options. You have choices. You see what I'm saying? Whereas the only thing that was holding you up before was other entities, was these things that wanted to do nothing but pick at situations, nag and creating rumors and, you know, all kind of bullshit going on in your life. You know what I mean? And it's just picking. And then you have the others that's just carrying it on, just spreading rumors, just got you all in your feelings, laughing at you behind your back, playing you behind your back, playing with you in your face, shit like that. You know what I mean? And you just removed yourself away from it. And that's what this story is about. You removed yourself away from all these situations, and now it's time for you, Leo, to move forward. It's time, and right now, at this very present, all you have is the results of the work that you did to come out of that situation. So you're not all happy, yippee, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not all crazy, ecstatic about your situation, but you are in a position to carry on, to move forward, and to start having the things that you desire. Start having the things that you deserve. Start having the things that should be coming your way. You can work for all these things now without anything in the way. Just remember where you came from with it. Remember this past, remember these situations that you were dealing with prior to where you're at right now. And in the future, you will have that guidance to help you remember. Something spiritual is going to be there to help you remember where it is that you came from. You know what I mean? The bullshit you was going through, and you were actually, in all actuality, the main thing that you need to realize is these are all situations that you put yourself through. And you only put yourself through them because you entitled others to do this to you. You know what I mean? You were entertaining the wrong things, and now it's time to move up out of that, and you will have guidance to remind you It's going to send you little flashes. It's going to be little reminders that tell you you just have to remember how to move forward. You have to remember all those things that held you back, all the mistakes that were made in the past, and all the people that you allowed to have a place in your energy that did not deserve it, that did not belong there. All right? Let's get a summary. In the past, a transition. This is about not transition. This is, so right side up, this is about going from something that you know to things that you don't know, going all into your emotions and all that other shit. By here, you know, ride in reverse. You know what I mean? You quit letting dead things ride in. You quit holding on to situations that were dead or whatever. You were looking for things from many perspectives, many opinions, many of this, many of that, and brought it all down to one thing, one situation, one opinion, one perspective. You know, and the ride has become better for you. You went from what you don't know back into what it is that you know. You know what I mean? Because you kept going off further and further into the situation where you don't know. Now you brought it back to going back towards what it is that you know, what you know how to do. You see what I'm saying? What you know is coming to you. You know, coming to the present, you got the 10 of arrows. Once again, that 10 representing completion. You have 1, 2, okay, you got 2 10s in that situation. You got the 10 in reverse, the 10 right side up. Oh, we also had that 10. I knew it was another 10, the 10 in the main energy from the past. But this is the card of instructions. This is about being tripped up, you know what I mean? Others riding off your fulfillment and your desire. You know, typically it would mean that you people are taking their desire to feed off of your fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? And you being tripped up, listening to what it is that they have going on, what it is that they want from you, and it's all about what they want from you. It's not about the betterment of you or anything like that. It's not about that at all. It's all about they're coming up, you know, them hitting the lick, but but this is about you no longer going on with that. You know what I mean? You're not making their life complete anymore. You know, you're moving on. You're not following their instruction. You got the fulfillment all wrapped around you, and what you desire wrapped around you. You know what I mean? And you start going for what it is that you want to go for. In the future, you have this stag, and once again, you got the stag in reverse. That 8 is about something ongoing. You know, I believe that this is for you to stop. For you to quit trying to be so strong for others and learn to be strong for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're turning around your strength, your power that you were using to make others better, to make others stronger, and allowing the universe, you know what I mean, the things that are bigger than your control, the all, your ancestors, so on and so forth, allowing them to be strong for you and make things happen for you, make things better for you, you know what I mean, and remind you of, once again, where it is that you came from that had you struggling in the first place, and now that you got everything balanced out, it's time to keep moving forward and pushing forward, and things that you need will come for you in the time that you need to come from. And then, once again, another fucking 10 for the final message of the universe. That's the 10 of stones, you know what I mean? This is the card of home, you know, that's the ultimate balance in this card. The representative of this card, you can see the end of the road. You can see where it is that you need to be. It's coming. You know what I mean? Remember, this was the main general energy, and while others entertained it for themselves, those entities meant you no good. They only meant you harm. And so it's really just time for you to do these things for yourself and make things happen for yourself. And you're doing it. You're doing it. You will have little reminders and things like that. The all got you. The ancestors got you. Your guides. You know. You are being held down like the energies got you. They got your back. You see what I'm saying? You just have to stay focused and keep moving forward.
Focus on humility and finding comfort within means instead of wanting beyond budget. Focus on humility and finding comfort within means instead of wanting beyond budget. Nothing is yet set in stone. The mutable moon. Mutable is all about change, shape-shifting, even that something is still developing. This card indicates that something is indeed changing and there's room for maneuver. So take it as a sign that the situation you're asking about is far from finalized. If you're not happy with the current state of play, that's marvelous. And when that's your present, it means that you can still change the course of the outcome. However, there's also a sense that the situation could perhaps be a little unstable. For some, this is great news because you can still influence it. Others will struggle with the uncertainty but should stay with it a little longer. Either way, nothing is yet set in stone. The attuned to the moon is, I know that the best will unfold for me. You got that, Leo? I know that the best will still unfold for me. And then the 3 cards we pulled was pay attention to what is revealed to you. Time for learning, not for teaching. You won't be complete with or without them. And nothing is what it seems to be. Perfect. Perfect. Let's pull one more for you guys. Don't obsess over it, Leo. Just keep it moving, keep it grinding.
All right, appreciate you guys for tapping in, checking in with me, and catching this reading. Until King the Prophet back, and about to conclude another Crown King Tarot presentation. Love, light, blessings, and peace.